Uh-oh. Sounds like somebody's got a case of the Mondays.
If there's a red tube video of my girlfriend slapping me and choking me and riding me, that shouldn't be an indication that I'm going to lack leadership in a work situation.
Yeah, but Duncan, it's going to be hard to convince an employer who's masturbating to that video otherwise.
Exactly. My potential employer might see all those videos of my husband tying me up and having his way with me, and then they're going to think that I'm not going to be assertive enough for the job.
I mean, these days, everyone has an X-Tube account. It's your own fault if you lose out on a job because you've got tons of videos on the web where you're slowly inserting various household objects into your anus.
Yeah, but what if you're shoving those things in your anus on your own time?
But let's be smart about it. You know, if you know an employer might see this, post a video of yourself getting double teamed by two brawny Latinos to show your support of diversity in the workplace.
Oh, and multitasking.
But I still want to have the right to badmouth my employer while shooting a POV hand job without fear of affecting my future prospects for work.
Let's take a closer look at greeting guests. Every conversation you hold with a guest should begin something like this.
Good evening.
Or,
hi, how are you?
Once you've greeted the guest, start a brief conversation. Try asking a question the guest can answer in a sentence or two. You might ask something like this.
Is it still hot out there?
Or this.
Did you catch a game last night?
Or this.
Have you tried the lasagna? It's my favorite.
Children often play a big part in deciding which restaurant their parents visit. We want them to feel welcome and special here too. So start conversations with children by saying something like this.
What grade are you in at school?
Or this.
Have you decided what dessert you're going to have?
Or this.
Do you like hot fudge sundaes? All right.
Hey there, Delilah, what's it like being a torta? You're 1,000 miles away, but I think I can see your lonjas from down here. You like buzzballs instead of beer. Let's get out of here.
I'm an ordained priest of the Catholic Church. My official title is Father.
Well, that's not fair. I had to get my wife pregnant to get that title.
Very funny.
There's nothing funny about it. Have you seen my wife? You're no fucking father, Casey.
I am a father, and according to the Archdiocese of the Tri-County area, I'm your fucking father.
You're not my fucking father.
I'm your fucking father.
I know since you were 4 feet tall, Finnegan, I'm never calling you fucking father.
Am I really gonna have to fuck your mother?
You goddamn Irish mutt.
Oh, GG! That'll be 3 Hail Marys.
Piece of cake.
And 55 our fathers.
Fuck!
I actually played sports in college.
No way, what sport?
Baseball.
Baseball, huh? That tracks. When I was in high school...
Wait, can you say that again?
I said baseball, huh? That tracks.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Oh, it means like that makes sense. That follows, obviously.
I like that. I'm gonna steal that.
Go for it. Ah, shit, my brother got in a car accident. Apparently someone hit him in the parking lot.
Who hit him?
An elderly Asian lady. Baseball, huh?
No, what?
Oh, make you want to kick a fat kid at Kmart, you know what I'm saying?
It's not about being better, it's about being first, right? What's going on, guys? Why is everyone falling asleep? All right, who was out last night? Show of hands. Hey, don't be shy, my hand's up. I got a little banged up myself. Now, keep those hands up if you were doing that drinking at the Sick Guy party last night. Okay, let's get personal. Hands up if you got laid. Okay. Now keep those hands up if you hooked up with Ashley Peterson, the head cheerleader. Now I want you to keep those hands up if you hooked up with Ashley before the pregame. How's my dick taste, Perryman? See, class, it's not about being better. It's about being first. Awake now?
You have a drinking problem.
I have a drinking problem? Fuck you, Peck. You're a Mormon.
Ozzy.
Next to you, we all have a drinking problem. What the fuck is this? Whose ass didn't I kiss?
Let me ask you something. When you come in on Monday and you're not feeling real well, does anyone ever say to you, sounds like someone has a case of the Mondays?
No. No, man. Shit, no, man. I believe you get your ass kicked saying something like that, man.
From Filthy Martini Studios in Ontario, California, it's the
socials at Foobar Show. That's F-O-O-Bar Show. And listen at FOOBarshow.com or wherever you get your podcasts. And we'll keep fooing it up like a bunch of foos. Ain't that right, Steph?
That's right.
Steph, today's going to be a good one. You want to know why?
Why?
Because we have stories from Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E.
We
Cheese.
went to go see the man himself this morning. We'll talk all about it. But we also got some geek stuff. And here's what I would do. So... what's up, Steph? How you been?
Good.
You know we're in season 8 now of this thing? The last week was the first episode of the new season because we started in May. Like
season 8, damn.
Like 7 years ago or something.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, happy season 8 premiere.
Oh, that was last week. Happy episode
Belated.
2, everybody. Yeah. Cool. What's up, Steph?
I just had a taekwondo competition, and
you got your gold medal there.
Got the gold medal.
Mm-hmm.
This competition actually went by pretty quickly. So
yeah, you made quick work.
If you don't know anything about martial arts competitions, here's how it goes: you check in early in the morning, and you wait until you get called.
Yep.
For being an older athlete and a higher level belt, I'm usually placed at the end of the day.
Right.
So it's just hours upon hours of waiting, stretching, practicing, more waiting, watching, and then finally going. We've been to competitions before where we've been there for almost 12 plus hours.
Yeah.
With no food.
Yeah. That was a bad organized situation.
But this one was really nice. It's all, we were in and out in like 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I still like to compete, even though I'm way past my prime in the athletic division.
Well, at least you're doing it. You're getting out there and doing it, and you're doing it well.
Yes.
So, but as I said at the top of the show here, congrats, by the way.
Thank you.
As we said at the top of the show, we were in Chuck E. Cheese this morning as early as 8 a.m. Right, Steph?
9 a.m.
At 9 a.m., sorry. We were invited for a 4-year-old's birthday party, which was the Foos 4-year-old's birthday party.
Happy birthday.
I haven't been to Chuck E. Cheese in forever. I think this was probably the 6th time in my entire life I walked into a Chuck E. Cheese.
Mm-hmm.
And the majority of those times was where I was like underage,
Yes.
But it's different. It's very like well lit now. It's 2025.
Mind you, that location that we went to is only 4 months old, so it's brand
it's a new
new.
one. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, let's not
try going to the older ones.
Yeah, let's not gloss over the fact that you said we were at this party at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
On a Sunday.
On a Sunday. We had the whole place to ourselves, if that makes...
Yes, but it wasn't just the parents complaining or the guests. The kids were complaining too.
Well, it's 9 a.m. on a Sunday morning.
Half the kids are still rubbing the sleep out of their eyes.
Yeah.
You're just like, what is happening?
Yeah, you just created chaos with all these families to get to your the party at 9 a.m. I thought it was an interesting choice, but the plus side is like what I just said. We had the whole place to ourselves for those couple hours because they really open at 11.
Yeah,
and that's where the Gen Pop started showing up.
Mm-hmm.
But
the other birthday parties started showing up.
Yeah,
too.
for sure. Yeah. What'd you think?
I liked it. There's no animatronics anymore. It's just pretty much the entertainment portion is a giant screen.
Yeah.
And they have
songs.
They are puppets now.
Yeah. They're puppets, not animatronic weirdos.
No, and everything's just a video cast. So,
right. But there's so much content. Like you made that point when we were there. It's just like I haven't heard the same song twice, and we had been there already by like 2 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. They probably had a lot more, but they were doing like Red Hot Chili Peppers type songs. They were doing like K-pop type songs. Whole variety.
It's probably for the parents. Just like at least just listen to this music. Don't pay too much attention to the lyrics.
Yeah, I mean it's all PG stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Or G, whatever.
Yeah, it was fun, and we saw Chuck. He came out. Good old Charles Entertainment Cheese.
Charles Entertainment
himself
Cheese.
in the flesh.
Yes.
In the suit.
And so the thing is that is coordinated with the video.
Mm-hmm.
So he comes out and they time everything
at a very specific time.
Right.
Yeah, that was cool.
because they need to get that staff member in and out of that costume so they can get back on the floor.
Make some pizzas or something.
You were out here for 10 minutes and 10 minutes only.
Yeah. Well, that's cool.
Yeah. Would you like to know some history of Chuck E. Cheese?
Sure. I've never thought to ask. I just, figured it always was around.
Did you know that Chuck E. Cheese, and I'm getting this from Wikipedia, the most reliable source on the internet, was
Could be worse.
originally known as Chuck E. Cheese's Pizza Time Theater.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Pizza Time Theater.
And not only that, but it was founded by the founder of Atari, Nolan Bushnell.
No shit.
Yeah.
And then he would put all his video games up?
So he was looking for, specifically for a restaurant that he can turn into, an arcade or entertainment, scenario.
Right.
And he, along with another Atari business partner, were looking up in San Fran, trying to figure out, best pizza spots. And, one of the partners fell through, said I didn't want to do it anymore. But Nolan decided that he was going to continue with it because he had the funds for it. And he ended up establishing the first Chuck E. Cheese Pizza Time Theater.
Okay. Cool.
It was, so he had originally bought the mascot, but when it came, it was originally supposed to be a coyote.
A coyote?
But when the costume came, it ended up being a rat.
What?
Yeah. And so
okay.
He was just like, well,
we'll work with this.
We're just going to shift this. So they were going to call it Coyote Pizza. And then it was originally going to be shifted to Rick Rat's Pizza.
Okay.
Which I think is a pretty cool name.
Rick Rats?
Rick Rats. But marketing team said no.
No on the rats.
Yeah, no on the rats.
No.
So Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese.
So he's a rat or a mouse?
He's a rat.
Oh.
He's a rat because the original costume ended up being a rat.
That was a rat. That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, San Jose, California. 1977 is when it first opened up. With animatronics.
With animatronics?
With animatronics.
Wow.
And they were fully produced by the Pizza Time employees.
Oh, cool.
So they had to move them.
Oh, crazy. So it was like a puppet show.
Yeah. Cyberamics, animatronics were produced fully in-house by Pizza Time staff.
Oh, okay. Okay. So the program was designed by... Okay, gotcha. The moves and everything.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And then, they started expanding multiple states. And then, here we are.
Yeah.
They got rid of the animatronics a few years ago.
Yeah, we reported on that here. I think it was just as recent as a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm. So it's been bought out. The franchise has actually been bought out a few times, two times, for an estimated $1 to $2 billion in debt.
Dang.
Yeah. They were not making any money.
That sucks.
They filed for bankruptcy and somebody bought them, decided to reorganize under the CEC Entertainment Holdings, LLC, in 2021. Let's see. The bankruptcy court closed 15 of 16 of the affiliate debtors' cases, while future matters of each debtor would be administered and heard. So, yeah, they went bankrupt. They weren't making any money. They even got rid of the coins.
I saw that now they're just doing the cards that you swipe.
Yeah. So like Dave & Buster's or any other
it's like anybody
modern
else.
Arcade. They don't do the quarters anymore.
I remember GameWorks was the first one to begin doing that.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't have coins there that you had. And this was like the early 2000s, GameWorks. You remember going to GameWorks?
Yeah, I remember going to GameWorks.
And that was like the new thing. It's like, oh, cool. I don't have to get quarters. I just put it on the card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they shifted from that. And I think somebody at the party tried to, they had a full bag of coins that they had saved over the years. Like, this is the time. And they won't even, they won't even accept it so that you can exchange it.
No, it's just a collector's now.
Yeah.
It's a relic of an older time.
Yeah. So it was fun. The pizza's good. It is actually really good.
Yeah, it has a nice little garlic crust going on.
Yeah.
I was pleasantly surprised. Good job, Chuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff. and the kids didn't suck. The kids that were there, the little kids that were running around, they were all nice.
They were preoccupied with games, and there was only one tantrum being thrown because somebody dropped their pizza on the floor, and
I picked it up. He didn't like that.
There's no 5-second rule. I mean, come on, everybody was stepping all over that.
Yeah, there's no way he was gonna be eating that again.
Oh no.
But yeah, anyway, it was a cool time. Particularly too because the Foo bought us a bunch of beer.
Yeah,
he bought us a whole lot of beer, so that worked out.
That's another thing. They're wise to the beer drinkers, so you can only have 1 beer per hour.
2 beers an hour.
Was it 2 beers an hour? I thought it was 1 beer per hour with a 2 max.
There you go. Sorry. Yep, that's right.
Because they scan your ID every time.
Yeah,
and they make sure that it's
they track it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's crazy. So I used you as a mule for an extra beer twice. So I had 4 beers. So that was cool. Thanks, Steph.
You're welcome.
Yeah, and then we went to Frankincense. I hadn't been there in a little while, and a lot of waifus, a lot of
kaijus and waifus.
Yep, kaijus and waifus. That was the theme at least that's a lot of the stuff that we noticed. But it was cool, man. I hadn't been there in a little while. What did you buy?
I bought Batman Hush volume or number 2 and 3.
Okay.
I bought the holographic one, so they look pretty cool. I didn't bring them in here, so just imagine.
Look it up.
Holographic cover.
Just that one though? I thought you bought like something else. No.
No, I just bought the 2.
Okay.
We saw this Ninja Turtles monster collector action figure set,
like Frankenstein's monster, Mummy. What else?
Dracula,
right.
and Wolfman.
And like the turtles.
Yeah.
Like one of them is like Raphael is Frankenstein, but etc. It looked pretty cool, and it was in black and white. But if you bought them separately, they were in color. But I think like the black and white, I think harkens back to those older times when those movies came out.
Yeah, when you think about those original monsters, they were in black and white, so that's what you think of. And the detail on these were really amazing.
Insane. It was insane. So
it was
how much was it?
It was only $130 from the vendor.
$30 too many.
Yeah, there is a Splinter as well.
Oh, that's right.
But he's in color.
He's Van Helsing.
He's Van Helsing. Yeah. So it would be cool if Splinter was also in black and white.
Right. Like if he was a part of a bigger set, maybe a set of 5.
Yeah.
What would April be?
Vampire Bride, maybe.
Vampire Bride or Frankenstein's Monsters Bride, the Bride.
Yeah.
I don't know. She doesn't have the hair for it. But neither did Raph. Anyway, it doesn't even matter. Cool. What else? Wait, are we in Geeking Out now? You want to talk about Geeking Out?
Yeah, we can do that.
All right. Well, fuck.
Way to be prepared.
I was not prepared. Here we go. All right, well, I don't really have a whole lot. I think today's going to be a bit of a quick one. I just wanted to bring up a couple of things regarding the MCU, some things that are rumored to probably be happening with the X-Men. And so they're saying that Bella Ramsey might be rumored for a major X-Men role in the MCU. The buzz right now is that it could be, what's his face, the one who changes into everything, Morph. Because recently, he was reimagined as a 9-binary character. So kind of mirroring Ramsey's own identity. So fans are theorizing she might play Rogue or even Kitty Pryde. It's kind of, I don't know, but like, do you think she would be accepted, as shitty as that sounds? Because the people are kind of really trashing her right now on Last of Us. I'm appreciating it for as much as I could. I'm not one of those people who played the game and knew what to expect. So every little kind of decision that they're making, I just assume is a part of the game, and I'm just going to accept it as the way it is, and just see how they're interpreting it for television.
Right.
And you get people who are, these freaking fanboys with just terrible attitudes, just talking shit about her.
I have a feeling that if they made her dialogue a little bit more mature, we wouldn't have this problem.
Yeah?
So I don't necessarily think it's the actor.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit combination of both.
Yeah. Because in the game, she's a little bit more stern.
She is. I feel like if you compare the two, she is a little bit more mature. She does make the same decisions,
Right.
but I think the way she approaches it is a little bit more mature in the game versus in the show.
Mm-hmm.
So there's my take on it. I feel like if they just wrote the dialogue differently, we would have a different reaction to it.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so that might be happening.
She would make a great morph, though.
You think so? I think so.
It's morph. Best friends with Wolverine.
He secretly has a crush on Wolverine. I don't think it's that secret.
No.
They're good
Well,
friends.
yeah. And then, when Morph got left
Yeah.
in the animated series.
And he went crazy.
Yeah.
'Cause they
How
left him.
dare you leave me?
But that wasn't on him. That was on what's his face?
Cyclops. Was it Cyclops?
No, the bad guy, the vampire bad guy, wasn't it?
Mr. Sinister?
Wasn't it? Isn't he the one who turned him into that?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Turned him into like a fucked up morph.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And now he's back and he's non-binary and yeah. What have you heard about that new Star Wars Starfighter series that's going to be coming out?
Not much.
So let's see. Mia Goth, known for Suspira and X Trilogy, has joined Ryan Gosling in Star Wars Starfighter, directed by Sean Levy. Goth will play one of the film's key villains. Production starts fall of 2025 in the UK, targeting a May 28, 2027 release. It's a standalone story. It's set 5 years after Rise of Skywalker, and it promises fresh new characters and lore outside of the Skywalker saga. So why this matters is that pairing Gosling and Goth brings a fresh casting spice and horror credibility to Star Wars. It hints at deeper, edgier narratives and demonstrates Lucasfilm's commitment to broadening the universe beyond known characters, which I think they've been getting slowly more comfortable with now that we've gone through Andor, which is outside of the Skywalker saga, except for when you tie in the very last scene where Leia's there. And the freaking Ahsoka ones, where now they're just going all the way to a different galaxy altogether.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's pretty dope. Well, we got to wait until 2027.
Right. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it goes well. I mean, I can't picture Ryan Gosling as a Star Wars character without just knowing who he is taking me out of the story, you know?
Really? You think so?
Yeah, a little bit.
I think you pull it off.
Okay.
I think you pull it off.
You know, I'm always surprised when I watch a movie of his. I'm like, oh, that's right. He can act.
Yes, he can. That's why it's going to work.
I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I'm not saying I'm not, but you got anything, Steph?
Just witty commentary. That's what I got. Chuck E. Cheese. What else do you want to know about Chuck E. Cheese? This is how the page pulled up.
Oh yeah, you got more Chuck E. Cheese facts.
Okay,
Hit us with some more Chuck E. Cheese facts.
Let's see. In September 2010, a new stage titled the Chuck E. Cheese's Make-Believe Band stage was tested in Pennsylvania. It reused the concept unification animatronics from the 3-stage and put them all together on a single stage with new backdrops. In this show, Munch's Make-Believe Band would be renamed to Chuck E.'s Make-Believe Band, likely as an attempt to make Chuck E. Cheese more of the star.
Yeah.
Let's see. Chuck E. Cheese Make-Believe Band stage is Chuck E. Cheese's latest stage featuring the full band to date. That was in 2010. When we went today, Munch is now a DJ, and now he's known as DJ Munch.
But he jumps on the drums though too.
Yeah.
When they were doing that Chili Peppers style song.
Oh yeah.
He was drumming.
Yeah. So there you go.
Okay.
They wanted to make Chuck E. the face of entertainment as if he wasn't already.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Oh, I got one more X-Men thing.
Okay.
You want to talk about that?
All right.
X-Men of Apocalypse. It's Marvel is bringing back the iconic Age of Apocalypse storyline with a new event series titled X-Men of Apocalypse. Legendary writer Jeff Loeb and artist Simone DeMeo are reintroducing this dystopian mutant drama this September. It picks up after the original saga's grand finale, following the survivors of Magneto's war-torn timeline as they crash into the main Earth 616 universe, ready to shake things up for the classic X-Men squad. The event kicks off with X-Men of Apocalypse Alpha number 1, followed by a 4-issue miniseries, and wraps up with an Omega one-shot. So this is wild because this marks the 30th anniversary of the original Age of Apocalypse, an era loved for its alternate heroes, the darker tones, the massive stakes that were on display. So Loeb's return gives fans a dose of nostalgia and a pedigree of just being in the history of writing these types of stories with X-Men, while DeMeo's fresh art brings new life to the mutant-filled chaos. So imagine those brutal alternative reality stakes colliding with the modern X-Men. So it's bound to be epic. I'm sure it's going to look amazing when it's all done.
Oh, yeah.
You already got some shots right there or some examples?
This is just a couple of old comic book ones.
Okay.
So yeah, Gambit still with us.
Yeah.
We all know what happened after Magneto zippy zapped him.
He zippy zapped him.
Oh no, he zippy zapped Magneto.
That's right.
Yeah. So the design's pretty cool. Everybody gets together, trying to find off. You're gonna see a bunch of X-Men and some that you don't know.
Yeah, some alternate reality X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah, aside from that, that's really all I got. Steph, I've got a couple new emails for Here's What I Would Do.
Okay.
Man, see, like, you don't even know, man. When you gonna, it's like you're born into this world, man. And you got it's like this, man, the dust and the wind, man. Or like a dang old candle in the wind, man. It don't matter, man. It's all the oldies, old time. You know what I think, man? Like them dang old, I think, therefore you are, man.
Well, that's what we tell ourselves, isn't it, Boomhauer?
Steph.
What?
I forgot to talk about King of the Hill again today. But we've got time until it premieres, but we'll talk about it next week because, everybody's been picking apart that intro sequence that they've shared for the last week. So there's a lot to kind of dig into that. So we'll go into that. But here, let me pull up the questions here. By the way, this is Here's What I Would Do, the recurring segment where we take all of your questions, problems, and queries about anything you want to talk to us about.
Yep.
And we'll give you our best response in Here's What I Would Do. Send your email over to foobarshow, FOOBarshow @gmail.com. Letter number 1, this is Bianca in Mission Viejo.
Bianca!
Hey, Joe and Steph, love what you do. I'm 29, female from Mission Viejo, and I'm feeling overwhelmed with pressure from my family about my career. So she's 29. I've been working in marketing for a few years now, and I recently started toying with the idea of switching to something more creative like interior design. I've always loved it, and I've even taken few online classes. But every time I bring it up, my parents, both in their 60s, shut it down, saying I'm too old to start over and should stick with a stable path. I get that they mean well, but it's starting to kill my motivation. Am I crazy for wanting to take a risk in my late 20s, or is it normal to want more from your work than just a paycheck? Bianca in Mission Viejo.
There's nothing wrong with doing a career change. I am in my late 30s, and I went back to school for 2 years.
Yep.
Essentially for a career change.
Mm-hmm.
Because at some point, you just get tired of your old job.
You plateau, too.
Right. I mean, there's nothing, for me, there was nothing wrong with my job. I just couldn't go anywhere with it.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
And I wanted something more. So I decided it's either now or never.
For sure.
So I did it.
Yeah.
I went back to school.
And you're almost there. You're almost at the finish line. Now you just got to take that state board exam.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna be fine. You got time. When is it? 3 weeks?
3 weeks.
Yeah. You got a whole 3 weeks to study and just really kind of dig your heels into that. You're going to be fine. You've got all these resources too, right? You've been doing like these prepare examinations.
Yeah.
Pre-tests.
Yeah. Podcast. You've seen my study table. There's like dozens of books and my notes and everything.
Yeah. Bianca, your parents are supposed to say that, by the way. They're your parents.
Oh, yes.
So
yes.
they're supposed to say that. Doesn't mean you have to do what they say.
Yeah.
They're being good parents. They're just looking out for stability for you. There's nothing wrong with that. I get it. That's how my parents have always been. They've never encouraged me to do anything new. They're just like, well, just do what you do it well, and fight to protect it. Mm-hmm. Whereas I don't think that's our attitude anymore, especially now post-COVID. It's just like, dude, life's too short. Let me do something I would much rather enjoy, especially. And you have the luxury of still being in your 20s. I know you're at the end of your 20s, but at least your early 30s would be a lot less miserable if you did what you like doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I recommend you give it a shot. Don't compromise too much. I mean, take a risk assessment. You want to still be able to pay the bills and stuff. So maybe a pay cut wouldn't really make sense unless that's something that you're willing to risk. But I don't know. That's kind of your deal.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like I will say, as being an older student, the ability to remember things is very difficult. Learning new stuff, the concepts are there. It's just retaining all that information is harder when the older you get. That's real. Even though I have like multiple years of practice of doing it. Yeah. So, I did it. That's what I would do.
It's not impossible and it's not going to be easy, but it's worth doing. Seems like you'd be happier, else you wouldn't be considering it and emailing a podcast.
Right.
So that's what I would do.
Number
2. By the way, there you go, Bianca. Number 2, Chris in Sherman Oaks. Hey, Foos. You two are the best, listening in from Sherman Oaks, and appreciate all the laughs. I'm 36 male, and I recently reconnected with a friend from college. Jamie, 35 female, who I haven't seen in over a decade. We grabbed lunch, caught up, and it felt really natural. The weird thing is, I think I might have feelings for her. Back in college, we were strictly friends, no flirting, no history. But now that we're older, something feels different. She's single, I'm single, and we've been texting more and more. The thing is, I'm terrified of ruining a good relationship, especially after just reconnecting. Is it worth testing the waters, or should I leave it alone and just enjoy having her back in my life? Chris in Sherman Oaks.
What would you do?
I think I would first make sure that she shares the sentiment, that she also has feelings for you, or that the flirting has been legitimate, assuming there has been flirting. If you say that it feels different and she acknowledges that she's single and you're texting more and more and you're finding it easier to relate and exist with this person, I think it's worth the shot. I think it's worth you shooting the shot. I mean, if it doesn't work out, that's the end of that, unless you find a way to be amicable about it. But that's not really what happens all the time, or most of the time even. So that I would encourage you to go for it, because otherwise you're just going to be wondering what could have been. You're single. You kind of have nothing to lose except her. But she was already outside of your life for a big gap of your life after college too. So there's that. You're 36, so you must have graduated college at like 22. You haven't seen her, I'm guessing, it says right here, in over a decade. So yeah, I was going to say like 14 years maybe, tops. I mean, it seems like you were okay without her for 10 years, but like as crappy as that may sound, I think it's worth it if you think that you see a future with her. What do you think, Steph?
Here's what I would do. I would invite her to a very nice, fancy restaurant, tell her to get dressed up.
Okay.
and see how the night goes.
Okay. Get the wine.
She asked, is this a date? You just be like, it's a fancy night out. Call it what you will.
No, I would just be like, yes, it's a date.
Oh, okay.
How do you feel about that?
All right. Yes, it's a date. May I take you out on a date, first of all? Do you ask that? Would you like to go out on a date with me?
No, I think I kind of like your plan, actually. I really like it. I like that you're setting something up. Hey, I made reservations. I really want to go, but I don't want to go alone. Go with me.
Yeah.
Dress up, look really nice, and then see how that situation ends up working out. And then if you want to call it a date after the fact, that's kind of a way to weasel into having a first date and still making it seem a little cute and charming.
Right. I mean, because you're already friends. I mean, that seems like a fun activity to go and do to begin with.
Yeah, to go to a nice place.
Be like, hey, so what do you think about this date? Do you think we can do more of these? Because I would like to do more of this with you.
Right. Let's just see what happens. Maybe it's not exactly like that.
Okay, that was a little too cheesy.
Yeah, but unless she's into that kind of thing. Only you would know, Chris.
Would you like another Chuck E. Cheese fact? I'm just kidding.
You got one?
No,
Oh.
I closed the page.
Okay.
Speaking of cheese.
Cool. Well, Chris, there you have it. For the both of yous, Bianca and Chris, just do it. Just do it. I think you'd be better off for it.
Do it.
Do it.
Man, see, like, you don't even know, man. It's like you're born into this world, man. And you got it's like this, man, the dust and the wind, man. Or like the dang old candle in the wind, man. It don't matter, man. It's all the oldies, old time. You know what I think, man? Like them dang old, I think, therefore you are, man.
Well, that's what we tell ourselves, isn't it, Boomhauer?
Hell yeah. Steph, I think that's going to do it for another podcast. We did say we were going to keep it a tad bit short here because you still need to get back to studying.
That is a, nice short one.
Cool. We said we were going to do it, and we came through. I hope everybody's happy.
Yeah.
All right. I think that does it. Let me get my sound shit ready. Here we go. What?
Don't know that we're going to have another one next week.
Father's Day?
It's Father's Day.
Maybe we'll record on Saturday. How does that sound?
Let's see. We'll go on Saturday. Yeah, maybe Saturday.
Okay.
I mean, maybe we will have one. I don't know. Put it in the maybe pile.
Okay. Well, come on back next week. I closed my window. One second, please. Okay. Guys, thank you all so very much for listening into the Foobar Show. Remember to follow, like, and comment on our socials as @Foobar Show. That's FOO Bar Show. And listen at FOOBarshow.com or wherever you get your podcasts. Oh, God damn it. This always happens. And we'll fill it up like a couple of foos. I've been Joe C.
Now I'm Steph.
Signing off saying, don't be a dick!
Oh, no!
Fuck, man. Thank you, guys.
You know what? Maybe I too could be ninja. I want to be ninja. I want to be ninja. I want to chop chow down, take chow down to Chinatown. I want to be ninja. I started training hard. I think I could go far. I am a natural, that's matter factual. I learned to chop real hard. I fight with credit card. I use my nunchucks, even while feeding ducks. I throw my ninja star, also very far. I do karate moves with a go-girl groove. I learn my ninja kicks while watching Netflix. I try to everything like on the big screen. And you guys, you know what? I might do it. I might be a ninja soon.